The first episode of the #1 Ladies Detective Agency was the final work of Anthony Minghella, the director of such triumphs as The English Patient and Cold Mountain. Minghella had long wanted to film my novels of the Botswana private investigator, Precious Ramotswe. The task of getting these books to screen, though, was not to prove easy, and there were times, I believe, when it almost did not happen. Minghella went to Botswana before filming started. He quickly fell in love with the magnificent landscape. He also fell for the people and for the kindness they habitually show to visitors. He knew that he had to make the series, whatever the difficulties of filming in a remote African country, where all the paraphernalia of filmmaking had to be brought in from abroad.
Is this the 21st century, or did I slip without realizing into a time warp?
One of the biggest problems was to find somebody to play Mara Motswe. Botswana is not a big country, and there's no domestic theatrical or film industry. So where were the actors and actresses to be found? As it happened, there was no shortage of contenders.
Beautiful lady.
Even I found that as I travelled around the world on book tour, I was constantly approached by women of substantial proportions. Mara Motswe describes herself as traditionally built, who were keen to impress on me that they were the natural choice for the role. I referred them on to the filmmakers, but none of them seemed to fit the bill. Anthony Minghella and his casting agents were having a difficult time of it, and I believe that at times he almost despaired of finding the right person for the role. Then he came across Jill Scott, an American jazz and blues singer, and he knew that he had found his Mara Motswe. After that, everything fell into place. I went out to Botswana to watch some of the filming taking place. For me, one of the most important moments was the time when I met for the first time Mara Motswe and the male lead, Mr. J.L.B. Matakoni.
And what brings you to Gaborone?
I'm going to open a detective agency.
Then the bad men better watch out.
You can imagine what an important experience that was for me, to see in the flesh characters that you've invented and that you've lived with, in a sense, for many years. There they were, dressed as I imagined them to be, saying the things they said in the books.
You will take me to this boy now.
It was a very moving experience for me.
We're not talking about this man and this woman.
No.
No.
I was very impressed with both Jill Scott and Lucien Msamati. Jill Scott has a wonderful smile, exactly the smile I imagine Mara Motswe has, and she struck me as being possessed of every ounce of the natural charm of the literary character. Her performance here, along with the performance of the other actors, is simply magnificent.
Take 5 after Makaole.
I know that there are many authors who feel that the filming of their books bears no relationship to the pages they wrote. This is certainly not the case here.
And action!
In my view, it's the perfect realization of my original creation. I hope that you will enjoy this as much as I do. It is, I think, the perfect introduction to the story of Mara Motswe that comes alive so vividly here. The end of this episode is, of course, also a beginning. It sets the scene that takes us further into the intriguing, colourful world of an African private investigator. Don't expect any of the usual things. There's no violence and no bleakness. Instead, you can expect light and colour and joy under an echoing African sky, and a bit of mystery too.
Exactly. A mystery.
Hallelujah.